Gopi Janavala Bhagavardhari. Gopi Janavala Bhagavardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janavala Bhagavardhari. Gopi Janavala Bhagavardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatar Shata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatar Shata Shri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Prem Sakoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagna Ki Jai Brihat Mardanga Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurani Tai Ki Jai Shri Shri Lakshmi Prahlad Nrsingadev Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I get just a little more volume from this? Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Praishu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21. Chapter is entitled Instructions by Maharaja Prithu. Today we're reading text number 35. Please repeat after me. Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Falatvena Vibhur Vibhavyate Kriya Falatvena Vibhur Vibhavyate Yatana Lodharashu Tadgunatmakaha Yatana Ludharushu Tadgunatmakaha Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yathana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yathana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yatana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha. Please chant.
Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yatana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yatana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe Sharira Esha Pratipadya Chetanam Kriya Faladvena Vibhor Vibhavyate Yatana Darushu Tadgunatmakaha
Vaishnavis. pradhana, material nature, kala, time, ashaya, desire, dharma, occupational duties, sangrahe, aggregate, sharire, body, eshaha, this, pratipadya, accepting, chaitanam, consciousness, kriya, activities, phalatvena, by the result of, vibhuhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, vibhavyate, manifested, yata, as much as, analaha, fire, darushu, in the wood, tat guna atmakaha, according to shape and quality. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all-pervading, but He is also manifested in different types of bodies, which arise from a combination of material nature, time, desires, and occupational duties. Thus, different types of consciousness develop, just as fire, which is always basically the same, blazes in different ways according to the shape and dimension of firewood. Purport. Jai Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Dev Nrsimha Ki Jai. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly lives with the individual soul as Paramatma. The individual soul has awareness in accord with his material body, which he attains by virtue of Prakriti or material nature. The material ingredients are activated by the force of time, and thus the three material modes of nature are manifested. According to his association with the three modes of nature, the living entity develops a particular type of body. In animal life, the material mode of ignorance is so prominent that there is very little chance of realizing the Paramatma, who is also present within the heart of the animal. But in the human form of life, because of developed consciousness, Chaitanam, one can be transferred from ignorance and passion to goodness by the results of his activities, Kriya Phalatvena. A human being is therefore advised to associate with spiritually advanced personalities. The Vedas, Mundaka Upanishad 1-12, give the direction Tad Vigyanartam Sagurum Eva Bigachet. In order to reach the perfection of life, or to understand the real constitutional position of the living entity, one must approach the spiritual master. Gurum eva bigachet. One must. It is not optional. It is imperative that one approach the spiritual master, for by such association one proportionally develops his consciousness toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The highest perfection of such consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. According to the body given by Prakriti or nature, one's consciousness is present. According to the development of consciousness, one's activities are performed, and according to the purity of such activities, one realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. The example given herein is very appropriate. Fire is always the same, but according to the size of the fuel or burning wood, the fire appears to be straight, curved, small, big, etc. According to the development of consciousness, God realization is present. In the human form of life, it is recommended, therefore, that one undergo the different types of penances and austerities described in Bhagavad Gita: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Like a staircase, yoga has different steps for reaching the topmost floor, and according to one's position upon the staircase, he is understood to be situated in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. Of course, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost step on the staircase of realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, according to one's development in consciousness, one realizes his spiritual identity, and thus when one's existential position is purified fully, he becomes situated in Brahmananda, which is ultimately unlimited. Therefore, the Sankirtan movement, contributed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Chaitanya, is the direct and easiest process for coming to the purest form of consciousness, Krishna consciousness, the platform on which the Supreme Personality is fully realized. Directions for performing different types of yajnas are specifically arranged for the highest realization of the Supreme Lord, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by the Lord Himself. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized according to the proportion of one's surrender. Ye tamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajam yaham. Bhagavad Gita 4.11. Full surrender, however, occurs when a man is perfectly in knowledge. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 19. Once again, the verse today. Pradhana kala shaya dharma sangrahe sharira esha pratipadya chetanam Kriya Phalatvena Vibhur Vibhavyate Yatana Lodharushu Tadgunatmakaha Om Jnanatarmandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadeshatarane Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. So we're very happy to be here this fine Sunday morning here in New Simhachalam in Bavaria, southern Germany, at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Prahlad and Lakshmi Dev and Lord Nrsingadev and Srila Prabhupada, all the wonderful devotees assembled this morning. Before we begin to speak, we seek the blessings of all the devotees present today. Please give me your blessings. Kripaya aap sab ashirwad dijiye. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. We're reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 4th canto, which is called The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 21, Instructions by Maharaja Prithu. Today we're reading text number 35. So this begins a section that started with text number 33, which is Maharaj Prithu instructing his citizens. He's a king and he's a Shakti Avesh avatar. He's an empowered incarnation of the Lord, who the Lord he's empowered to very effectively and powerfully rule. So he's ruling, part of the ruling service is to give instructions to the praja, or the citizens. So in this section, Prithu Maharaj is instructing his citizens. Yuyam, all you citizens. Tam eva yuyam bhajatatma ritibhir. So he's telling them, oh, yuyam, all my citizens, please you do bhajata. Bhaj, the Sanskrit mool, bhaj, means to worship. So we have bhajan, this word bhajan means to offer worship. And in this verse, text number 33, Prithu Maharaj uses the word bhajata, worship. He's instructing them, you should worship. And who should you worship? You should engage your minds, your words, your bodies, and the results of your occupational duties. And being always open-minded, you should render all devotional service to the Lord. So our bhajan, our devotional service should be offered to the Lord. He continues saying, according to your abilities and the occupation in which you are situated. So gunai, by their particular qualities, and their swa-karma bihi, by their occupational duties, they should worship the lotus feet, engage your service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full confidence and without reservation. Then you will surely be successful in achieving the final objective in your lives. So this is a series of instructions from Prithu Maharaj to his praja, his citizens. And it's extremely valuable instruction. We can all benefit from this. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text number 13, Chaturvarnyamayashristam, Chaturvarnyamayashristam, Guna karma vibhagashaha, Tasya kartram apimam, Tasya kartram Vidya kartram avyayam, Chaturvarnyam mayashristam. Chaturvarnyam mayashristam means that we have all been endowed with opportunity to participate in 4 varnas and 4 ashrams. The ashrams, brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. And the varnas, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, and shudra. So we should be engaging these abilities and our occupational duties in the service of the Lord without reservation. Sva karma bihi, by our occupational duties. Whatever occupation we have, we should offer that to the Lord. Yat karoshi adashnasi, yat karoshi adashnasi, yat johosi dadasiyat, yat johosi dadasiyat, yat kurushva tada, yat karoshi adashnasi, yat johosi dadasiyat, what is it? I didn't sleep enough last night. Yat karoshi adasnasi, yat karoshi adasnasi. Wow, I'm really in bad shape here. This is Bhagavad Gita 9.27. There it is. Thank you. Yat karoshi adasnasi, Yat johoshi dadasiyat, Yat tapasyasi konteya, Tat karushva mad arpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me, Krishna says. So this is in continuation and emphasizing the point made by Prithu Maharaj. Whatever you do, all of your occupational duties, offer them to me. And then you will be surely successful in achieving the final objective. He says, avista artha, be fully convinced of your interest, and you'll get siddhayaha, you'll get satisfaction, you'll get perfection. Prithu Maharaj continues his instructions to his citizens. He says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is transcendental and not contaminated by this material world. But although he is concentrated spirit soul, without material variety, for the benefit of the conditioned soul, he nevertheless accepts different types of sacrifice performed with various material elements, rituals, and mantras, and offered to the demigods under different names according to the interests and purposes of the performers. So the Lord is accepting yajna, different forms of sacrifice. And the most important yajna that we should offer Krishna in this age of Kali is the Sankirtan yajna, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, Kolo nasteva gatiranyata. The Brihad Naradiya Purana explains that in this age of Kali Yuga, one should chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. In addition to this Sankirtan Yajna, it's mentioned here, he nevertheless accepts different types of sacrifice performed with various material elements, rituals and mantras, and offered to the demigods under different names. So it appears that he's accepting the sacrifices offered to the demigods. And just as we're coming in today, here to the temple, we saw a demigod stamba right in front of the temple with some rice on the top. And so Lord accepts sacrifices offered to the demigods according to interests and purposes of the performers. Now today's text, we're reading Pradhana Kalashaya Dharma Sangrahe. Pradhana means material nature, Kala time, Ashaya desire, Dharma occupational duties, and Sangrahe means aggregate, Sangha. Sangha means to bring together, or aggregate, to bring together. So he's bringing the material nature, the time, the desires, the occupational. It's a combination which is manifesting different types of bodies which arise from a combination of material nature, time, desires, and occupational duties. So based on all of these things, material nature, time, desires, occupational duties, different types of bodies are manifesting. And Srila Prabhupada gives an example in the purport of how different kinds of fire emanate from different shapes of wood. So fire is basically the same, but based on the shape of the wood, if it's a curved wood or a curly wood or a big wood or a small wood, different kinds of fire emanate from that. So because we have different combinations of material nature, time, desires, occupational duties, then different kinds of bodies will manifest from that. Like somehow I got this vata kind of body with long skinny person, which is good for jumping, right? Good for jumping. So somehow these all came together, and material nature, time, desires, occupational duties got this kind of body. Thus, different types of consciousness develop just as fire, which is always basically the same, blazes in different ways according to the shape and dimension of the firewood. So these are different factors that determine the different kinds of bodies: material nature, time, desires, and occupational duties. Now, one of the points that Prabhupada emphasizes in the purport is that a human being is therefore advised to associate with spiritually advanced personalities. The Mukunda Upanishad gives the direction Tad Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Bigachet, that in order to get Vigyan, real knowledge, realization, realized knowledge, that one should approach a guru. And Eva Bigachet, one must approach a guru. Eva Bigachet means must. So from time to time, Srila Prabhupada is very, very emphatic and gives a very clear instruction. And this is one of those times when he uses the word must. So must means there's no option. There's no maybe. It's must. It's definite. And he uses the word must twice. He says, one must approach the spiritual master. And then he says, Gurum eva bigachet. One must, and it's very interesting because the second must is in italics. I don't know if Srila Prabhupada personally supervised these italics. I wouldn't be surprised. Prabhupada is scrutinizing everything. Italics are when the words are given extra emphasis. So, tremendous emphasis is given here that in order, one can be transferred from ignorance and passion to goodness by the results of his activities. Kriya phalat vena. Kriya means to do. What are you doing? Kriya. What are your activities? And when you do pranayam, there are varieties of kriyas and cleansing processes, and in different rituals there are kriyas and activities. And phala means fruit. So by the results of one's activities, you get kriya phala. By our activities, we get fruits. So therefore, our activities are very, very important, because if you do one activity, you'll get one kind of fruit. If you do another kind of activity, you'll get a different kind of fruit. If you do one kind of activity, you'll get a lemon. If you get another kind of activity, you'll get like a walnut. Like we see, there's a bunch of walnuts by the door downstairs, right? So different kinds of activities will give different kinds of fruits. So the important activities that we should do are the ones recommended by Prahlad Maharaj. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vednam. The 9 processes of bhakti. And this will give us a great kriya phalat vena, a great phal, a great fruit, a great result of our activities. And what is that result? One can be transferred from ignorance and passion to the mode of goodness by the results of his activities. And beyond goodness, ignorance and passion to goodness, we can be elevated to Shuddha Sattva, the topmost transcendental platform. Mam chayo vyabhicharena, mam chayo vyabhicharena, bhakti yogena sevate, sagunan samatityaitan, brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Mam chayo vyabhicharena. If we engage in the kriya, the activity of bhakti, avyabhicharena, without any break, without any cessation, then sa gunan samatityaitan. This guna, sattva gun, rajagun, tamagun, samatitaitan, we can overcome these modes of material nature. And Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, we can attain the ultimate platform. So, in conclusion, it's very, very important to, actually, it's essential to approach a spiritual master. Because by approaching a spiritual master, we can be guided in the proper kriyas, the proper activities of elevating our consciousness from ignorance to passion to goodness and ultimately Shuddha Sattva. So this expert spiritual master can help guide the disciple according to the guna and karma, his qualities and activities. And by the mercy of such a spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, we can attain all perfection in life. And at the end of life, we can go home back to Godhead. Prithu Maharaja is giving this wonderful instructions to his praja, and we can all benefit from them. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Prabhu. This is Akila Prabhu, very senior devotee here, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
My answer, my question was maybe it was answered already in the text, but what would you say when distributing books or prasadam? One has to be happy to inspire the people to accept it. And Srila Prabhupada also says, chant and be happy. What is the best means to attain this happiness?
So thank you very much for your kind question. If I understand your question correctly, you're asking, what is the best means to get happiness? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishaya vinivartante, Niraharasya dehinaha, Rasavarjam rasopyasya, Param dristva nivartate, Param dristva nivartate. We have to get a higher taste. And that higher taste we get through the processes of bhakti. And by this bhakti, the most easily accessible is the chanting of the holy name. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan, Asti heko mahangunan, Asti heko mahangunan, Kirtanadyeva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangam Param Vrajat. This age of Kali is an ocean of faults, but there's one good quality, Eke Mahan Gunan, Kirtanadyeva Krishnasya, the chanting of Krishna's holy name. Mukta Sangam Param Vrajat. It will give us liberation from this material existence. So it's not enough just to get some liberation for ourselves. Srila Prabhupada, and Lord Chaitanya wants to distribute this message, wants to distribute Krishna consciousness freely. Whoever's fit, whoever's unfit, we should offer it to everyone. So distributing Krishna consciousness will actually give us the real happiness and the real satisfaction. That's how I experience the most happiness and bliss in Krishna consciousness, is seeing other living entities take up the process of Krishna consciousness and become happy. Does that answer your question, Prabhu?
Yes. Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes, Govinda Dev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. In this verse, the purport, the emphasis was on accepting a spiritual master and or taking guidance from a spiritual master. So the Diksha Guru, very often, because we have not so many, might not be so present and able to guide like you described, to actually, really see what guna the person has and guide. So if you could emphasize maybe the importance of Diksha Gurus or other authorities.
Say the last sentence again.
The importance of other Shiksha Gurus or authorities or mentors.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question, Prabhu. And if I understand your question properly, you're sharing that one of the aspects that we discussed of the guru-disciple relationship was the guru guiding the disciple according to their guna and karma, which requires the guru and the disciple to have substantial personal interaction. So the guna and karma of the disciple can be easily understood, carefully understood by the spiritual master. And you were sharing that it may be a challenge in ISKCON today that there are few Diksha Gurus and many disciples. So it may be challenging for the Gurus and the disciples to interact, where this understanding of the guna and karma of the disciple can be understood and monitored, and the progress seen and adjustments made and instructions given. And you were also mentioning the importance of Shiksha Gurus, authorities and mentors that can help guide or supplement or support the activities of the Diksha Guru. And yes, it's true that the Shiksha Gurus should always support the instructions of the Diksha Guru. Shivaram Maharaj writes in his book Shiksha Guru in ISKCON that the Shiksha Gurus are always the angas or the limbs, acting as angas or limbs of the Diksha Guru. So they should be like an expansion or an extension of the will and the teachings of the Diksha Guru. So having mentors, authorities, Shiksha Gurus who know us very well, they can be called counselors or mentors, devotees that are regularly in contact with us. Ideally, Diksha Guru, if he can do that, that's great. But sometimes in our global jet age society, we have ashrams are spread all over the world, and it's difficult geographically to have this kind of connection. In the old days, the ashram would be on a small ashram on the banks of a river, and the guru would be there with his disciple, and they would go out and bring the firewood, and they would have yagyas, and he would teach them in Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Bhagavatam and Vedas. And now we have this global society, so things are changing. So it's very, very helpful. And even in the traditional Gurukul system, the guru would teach the older students, and then the older students would teach the younger students. So similarly, we have the way the society works. It takes a village to raise a child. That it's not just one mother, one father taking care of the child, that's it. We have aunts, we have uncles, we have big brothers, big sisters, small sisters, big cousins, small cousins, like this. It's a family. It takes a whole family. That's why we say Vande Shri Guru, that Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuttapada Kamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Gurun is plural. So we have many gurus that help us. So being cognizant of this, being aware of this, and seeing the different gurus in our community, this will be very helpful for us. So I've said a few words to address what you shared. Would you like to share something else in addition? Okay. Anyone else? Yes. Sanjay Prabhu.
The verse is, for me, hinting at one topic that I would like to ask.
Just one thing I want to mention. On the same point, that I was recently at His Grace Matsya Avatar Prabhu's project in Italy. And he has a wonderful kind of varnashram project where they teach many different topics. It's a school. They teach yoga, they teach psychology, they teach sociology, and Jyotish, and most importantly, they teach bhakti. They teach the processes and practices of devotional service. And it's a community, and people come there, and he's based there, and it's like more like a traditional ashram in a sense. The students come, and he personally guides them. And it's a very nice example of a guru living in an ashram and the students coming there. So there are relationships also like this, where the guru personally guides the disciple. I also personally traveled with my spiritual master for 12 years. So he gave me a lot of guidance and adjustments and helped me move from mode of ignorance, now maybe a little bit on the mode of passion side. Help me gradually elevate myself. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yes. In the verse, it speaks about different types of consciousness in different bodies. And practically, I have this experience that we are different, and especially amongst peers also, we have different moods in a day, and so on. And our common interest is to be Krishna conscious and express that and cultivate that. So sometimes it feels to me like I'm helpless. Either I am a social being or I'm Krishna conscious. And if I prioritize one, the other will fall away. And to neglect social dealings in association with devotees is also dangerous because they are devotees. So do you have some practical advice how to see that triangle relationship where the devotee is there and Krishna is also there, and to satisfy both, or satisfy one in such a way that the other is also satisfied?
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're saying that in our practical dealings with life, that we have sometimes devotional dealings with devotees and sometimes social dealings with devotees that may be less Krishna conscious. Is that correct? Is that what you're sharing?
It catches the mood. Yes.
Can you use the mic, please?
It catches the essence of that question, I would say.
The essence. Okay,
yes.
Good. That's a good sign. So, one devotee shared with me that if you just stick around with devotees long enough, if you're just patient and you wait, eventually they will say something Krishna conscious. So, sometimes our dealings with devotees may appear more mundane, but because they're devotees, then if we're just patient, eventually something Krishna conscious will come up. So we're a little tolerant, a little patient, and encouraging others, and trying to also be humble and feel that we can be benefited by their association. If we just wait, something Krishna conscious will come up. We can be confident. At the same time, we should guard ourselves from dangerous, mundane talks like prajalpa. This can be dangerous. Rupa Goswami explains in Upadeshamrita, Atyahara prayayascha. Is it? It's already there. Prajalpa niyamagraha. Jana sangas chaloyam cha. Shadbhir bhaktir vinashati. So these 6 things will destroy our bhakti. And one of them is prajalpa, mundane talks. And of the mundane talks, the most dangerous are criticism of Vaishnavas. Sadhu ninda, which is also an offense against the holy name, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives to propagation of the holy name of the Lord. So one can be patient and wait around for devotees to say something about Krishna. But if topics turn to these dangerous topics, the criticism of devotees, especially senior devotees, gurus, then one must be very, very careful. And we can take example of devotees like Jayananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Jayananda Prabhu. He was famous that if anyone started criticizing a devotee, one would be sure that he would immediately leave. So if one wanted his association, one would learn not to criticize devotees in his presence. So yes, we can tolerate some discussions that are on different levels of Krishna consciousness and eventually wait for the pure Harikatha. At the same time, we should guard against those dangerous forms of prajalpa, especially the criticism of Vaishnavas. Does that answer your question? Yes, thank you so much. Okay, Prabhu has a question. This is the last question.
Thank you very much for the lecture. I wanted to ask the question directly on the basis, so to say, of the question before. How should one act when one senior devotee starts to criticize other senior devotee when you are present? Sometimes it's difficult to just go away, and it can be misunderstood.
It's a good question.
Yes.
It's a very good question. Devotees have asked me this question a number of times, and I have an answer for you. I want to teach you a mantra. Are you ready? Yeah. I'll teach you a mantra. Please repeat after me. Dear Prabhu, dear Mataji, please excuse me. I have some seva to do right now. We will meet later. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Is that a good mantra? Yeah. This way is very respectful. You maintain the mood of respect, and at the same time you protect yourself. You extricate or leave from the dangerous situation. Should we try the mantra again? Yeah, this should go deep inside. You should have this ready. I've used it a number of times. What's that? What if they're in this, like what if you're both peeling potatoes? What if you're both making garlands? Then you can use that mantra and go use the washroom. That's also seva. Bodily maintenance. Dear Prabhu, dear Mataji, please excuse me. I have some seva to go and do right now. We'll meet later. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And they'll say Hare Krishna. Right? Is it good?
Yes, it's good in most situations, but when it happens in some situation when you cannot go anywhere, for example in Sankirtan van or so in such situations when you're alone.
Then you have to commit suicide. So you don't hear the sadhu ninda. No, I'm just joking. Don't commit suicide. What to do if you're in a dangerous position and someone is criticizing you, or not you, but any other Vaishnava, and you can't leave the place? Ask him, tell him you have to go urinate, and ask him to pull over to the side of the road. Tell him you have to go and answer the call of nature. Ask him to pull over at the side of the road. Right? That's what I told Montaji also, same.
And then run away.
No, hopefully by the time you come back, you can change the topic. Right? Otherwise, there's the earbud solution. Right? We listen to. They say, oh, I have to listen to a lecture. We'll talk later, you know. You can put in some earbuds. You can listen to a lecture in your... Do you have some headphones for listening to a lecture? Yeah, most brahmacharis have these things. So that's another astra that you can use. The earbuds astra. Yeah. Any other suggestions devotees have? This is a very practical discussion. What to do if someone is criticizing Vaishnavas and it's difficult to leave the place?
Sometimes one can just be honest also.
Yeah. Sometimes one can be honest also and say, we'll let whoever's going to speak now, then you can further elaborate your point. Go ahead.
Just, so, thank you very much. I just would like to ask one question. How you would suggest to deal with the criticism or bad criticism if you meet in the public outside the Vaishnava community?
How to deal with criticism outside Vaishnava community?
If it's coming from the people outside, and how would you suggest to deal with it?
Do you mean that you're at work and someone starts criticizing someone else?
It should be necessarily at work. It may be everywhere, you know, kind of, anywhere, right?
You're in a shop and someone starts criticizing.
Yeah, for example, not at the shop, maybe somewhere you meet some other people and they're expressing their kind of opinions or whatever, which is not maybe unfair or like a biased judgment. Right, and how you would, because you covered the topic, how to deal with inside the community. What if it happens with the members outside the community?
This amongst non-devotees, with non-devotees. These are not devotees.
So not devotees in the temple.
No, I'm not devotees, but I'm not exercising that criticism.
I'm also not a devotee. I'm trying to become a devotee. But these are people that are not trying to become devotees?
Is it people who is not in Hare Krishna? So is it people from outside?
Yeah, let's say, yeah. If one devotee meets a challenge that people outside exercising the criticism in his presence, let's say, how he should deal with it.
And they're criticizing non-devotees?
They're criticizing...
Who is being criticized?
Devotees.
Devotees, outsiders are criticizing devotees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's come back because Sri Govinda Dev wanted to share a point before we move on to your question.
Yeah, I was saying that one can also be honest. When somebody is criticizing somebody, you can be honest that you might feel uncomfortable. But another more practical strategy also I have used is to also be honest, but innocently be honest. If you never heard any criticism about this person, you can focus on the positive aspects of this person. You can glorify that person. You say, really? I like his kirtan, or whatever. So this is also very practical. To be honest and innocent and glorify the devotee being criticized.
Yeah. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said when we criticize devotees, it's like drinking poison. And when we glorify devotees, it's like drinking nectar. Haribol. So that's very good. And I can share from experience I had just a couple of days ago. It also depends on our relationship with the person. Like Prabhu had asked about how to deal with the senior devotees, but sometimes devotees are junior to us and they're criticizing. Or like Govinda Dev Prabhu is a temple president, so he has a position of authority. I'm a sannyasi, so in one sense I have a position of authority. So sometimes we come across junior devotees who are criticizing, and then we can correct them, or we can be honest about it, as Govind was saying. So the other day I was with a couple of devotees. One devotee started criticizing one sannyasi that I know, and I said, wait, be careful, don't say that. I was very clear. And he clarified what he was saying, and it created a little bit of tension, but everything became cool after that, and everything was fine. So it depends on our relationship with someone. If we have the right relationship, then we can also express that we feel that this behavior is not appropriate, right? But don't do that with senior devotees, okay? If you have an issue with a senior devotee, the right etiquette is go to another senior devotee like Sri Govind Dev Prabhu or someone else who's on that devotee's level or more senior, and express to them, I have a concern about this devotee. This happened. Do you think it would be appropriate if maybe you or some other senior devotee could go and speak with him and keep me anonymous, right? You want to remain anonymous. So we should never personally go and correct the senior devotees. The etiquette is senior devotees should correct senior devotees. Is that clear? Yeah, that's good to know. Okay. So, coming back to Prabhu's question, and this will be the last question because I have to leave in about an hour. And also, so Prabhu was asking that how to deal with criticism of devotees made by outsiders. So Rupa Goswami explains in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I believe you have 3 options. There are 3 options. Number 1, run away. Right? You hear someone criticizing a devotee, you can run away. Number 2, cut out his tongue. This is in the scriptures. Number 3, kill yourself, commit suicide. So number 2 and number 3 are not recommended. They're both illegal. We follow the laws of the state. We're in Germany now. If you cut out someone's tongue, the government will not be happy with you. And ISKCON will get a lot of bad publicity, and you may go to jail. And if you commit suicide, again, the government would not be happy. The police would probably come and speak with Sri Govind Dev Prabhu and take up a lot of his time. And we would all be sad to be without your association. So go for number 1. If someone's criticizing a devotee who's a non-devotee, you can also, there's another option, you can defeat him with logic and argument. So that's also a good option. If you can't defeat him with logic and argument, you can run away. So choose one of those 2 options. Number 1, you could defeat him with knowledge and argument and logic. Or number 2, run away. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All right. I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you for kindly having me here at Simhachalam. I have to run away now.
What did we do?
Not because you did anything wrong, but because I have some seva to do. Please excuse me. I have some seva. I have some seva in Munich. I have two Sunday feast programs today.
Oh, wow.
One in the main Munich mandir, and the other one, this Mukunda Desh,
Okay.
the second mandir. So I have to reach there by around 1 o'clock. Kirtan starts. 2 o'clock is a lecture, and then travel again about 30 minutes and have another kirtan and another lecture. And tomorrow is flight to Middle East, so it's busy day today. My greatest gratitude to all of you for hosting me here. It's been such a wonderful experience. My first visit to New Simhachalam, and I hope to come back again soon.
Please.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Always welcome.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Granthara Srimad-Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
His Holiness Sri Krishna Chaitanya Maharaja ki Jai.
And I have some Nisinga oil. No, I don't. Do I have? Yes, I have. I have some Nisinga oil for everyone. Please come, take some Nisinga oil. Hare Krishna. Richtige Grüße.
Ich hoffe.
Yes.
Ich vergesse immer mitzunehmen. Vor der Lecture denke ich noch dran und dann vergesse ich. Ich vergesse